Okay, everybody, welcome to Chapter 5, Guided Project 5-3. So in this guided project, I'm really excited about it because it's this kind of thing in Word that I think is a lot of fun. We're actually going to create a mail merge for letters. So this is really cool. It's all about automation. So basically you're taking a database of customer information, and in this particular case we're using an Access database, a Microsoft Access database. You could use Microsoft Excel as well, or even a Word document with a table in it. But basically we're going to use all that customer information to filter into letters that we can then print theoretically. We won't do that at this point with the project, but the cool piece of that is that you don't have to go through and each individual letter, if you were sending out, say, 100 letters, you wouldn't have to go in and necessarily type each individual address every time on each letter. It would be maybe from a pre-filled database that you already have some kind of system. So, so this is really cool, and I love how it works. And so we'll get started here. Let's see. The first thing we need to do is we have a resource file. So if you ever see in SimNet this resources file right here, you're going to want to download it. And again, what we can do is we can click on it. It asks us if we want to open it with or save the file. I'm going to go ahead and open it with Windows Explorer. It pulls it up on a Windows Explorer file system here, and we can actually just take it then and drag it, remember, over to our desktop, and that's just copying it to our desktop. And for me, I have done this project before, so it's asking me if I want to override. Looks like there might not be a file in, but we'll go ahead and copy and replace it for ours. Yours probably, you won't run into that situation, I'm sure, but I did because I have it on this computer. Okay, so now we need to get to our start file, and by now this process should be old hat for you guys to get our start file going. We're going to open in step 1 the renewal letter -05 start file. For me, it will okay, so I'm going to enable editing, and then I've got my letter that I'm starting with. Now remember, we have to save it somewhere, so I'm going to go up to my file. Whoa, it went somewhere. Okay, and I'm just going to save it to my desktop. Okay, now we have our file ready to go. So that was in step 2. Step 3, start the mail merge and select the recipient. So we are first going to start our mail merge by going to the Mailings tab. Mailings. Okay, and then we want Start Mail Merge Group. So this is our Start Mail Merge Group. And we first want letters. So we'll go to Start Mail Merge, and then letters. Okay, so we've got our letters selected, and now we want to click Select Recipients. So that's still in our Mail Merge, Start Mail Merge group, and we are going to click on Select Recipients, and then we have some options, and we want to let's see, use an existing list is what it's asking us to do. The reason we're going to use an existing list is we're going to reference that Access database, and that's the file that we downloaded to our desktop. So use an existing list. Okay, now we're going to find that Access database, and if we pull this over a little bit, we've got our file folder there for project 5-3. if I click on it, then I have my Access database here, the Sousa Renewal-05. So these are, I guess, is it insurance? Yeah, renewal here. So we've got a bunch of customers. We're going to say open. Okay, now it doesn't do anything on our screen, so don't let that kind of mess with you. It just is kind of holding the database, the reference material out there somewhere, if you think about it that way. So we want to click the Edit Recipient List button. Let's see. Edit recipient list. Okay, now what we're doing here with editing the recipient list is we are choosing what we want to include and exclude from our mailing. So we can do that right here. So if we, for example, don't want somebody to receive this letter, we can exclude them. So click the last name, step E, click the last name column heading drop down arrow and select sort ascending. So this drop down arrow will let us sort ascending, and that just takes all of the names and puts them in alphabetical order, sorted by last name. Now we want to deselect the checkbox on the last 4 recipients so they are not included in the merge. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, starting with Sandu. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've deselected those folks, and now we want to say OK. Okay. Step 4, insert the address block merge field into the letter. Turn on Show Hide, and remember that's the Home tab, and then this little icon right here. Now we want to delete the address placeholder text in the letter. So the placeholder text is just where it says address here in the brackets. We just want to delete that because it's just a placeholder for us. Let's see. Don't include the paragraph mark at the end of the line. So let me just undo really quick. Oh, and I did in fact include that, so I'm glad I checked it. I'm going to get my cursor there, and I'm just holding Control Shift and then the arrow key to make it more precise. And in fact I'll do it the old-fashioned way to get that delete there. Let's see. Okay. Step C, click the address block button. Write and insert fields group. Insert address block button opens. So now we need to get back to our mailings, and address block is what we are filling in now, and it gives you a different options for how you want it addressed, and we are going to select the Mr. Joshua Randall Jr. So Mr. Joshua Randall Jr. is already selected for me. In the Specify Address Elements area, click through each of the 4 recipients in the Preview area. Okay, so what we can do is, this is our Preview area over here, and it's cool because it lets us see what the address would look like. So we can kind of just at a glance go to Next, actually Previous because we're already on record 4, and we can go back and just kind of do a spot check on some of the names and make sure that they look correct. So now we want to click OK to close the Insert Address dialog box, and then we get an address block merge field. Okay, so if we say OK, then we get this little address block, and the merge field you can see is by these 2 little like chevron icons on the side, so we know that it's a document field instead of a placeholder that we started with. So now we want to, in step 5, delete the greeting placeholder text greeting. So we can just delete that out. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to click the greeting line button here, and we have again different options for how we want the greeting line to look. And in the greeting line format area, select Dear Mr. and Mrs. Randall. Dear, not just Mr. Randall, but Mr. and Mrs. Randall. And then do we want a comma? Oh no, we want a colon instead of a comma. Okay. Let's see. And click OK to insert the greeting line merge field. So we'll say OK. Okay, so now in step 6, we're going to insert the policy number merge field in the body of the document. Click the Highlight Merge Fields button. So we've got insert merge, okay, highlight merge fields. So that's showing us what we've already entered. And now in the subject line, delete policy number. So this is our policy number in the subject line, was a key thing to read. And I am deleting that by keeping the space, the little dots on either side of the words policy number. And then I'm going to insert a merge field. Now the merge fields just run off of the Access database. So these are all the columns from the database. And we are going to insert the policy number merge field. So that's going to take the information from that database for this specific person and insert their policy number. So now we are going to replace all the placeholder text with the merge fields. So first I want company, so I'm going to go down here in the body and I am going to delete company as well as that little bracket and make sure I have a space before so it reads correctly. And I'm inserting company. Okay. And then I am also inserting insurance company in the second body paragraph, insurance company. It kind of gives you a clue where to look. The key with this is just to get in there tight. And I am, okay, so this one is the insurance company. There's company and insurance company, so there's two different options of things to put in there. Okay. And then the next one is policy description. Okay, so we're going to replace that one. Okay, and the next one after that is premium basis. So we're just going to go across the line here. This is just telling us where to put these merge fields. In real life, you would not necessarily have these merge fields to replace. You would have to insert them with whatever information you're wanting to include. Rate per $1,000, total premium, okay, and then first name. Oh, thank you, first name. So we're addressing them so they think that this letter is customized just for them, right? Okay, insert first name. That concludes, I believe, step 7. Now we're on to step 8, preview and check for errors in the merge. So if we have all of our merge fields in here, we should be good to go. And it does say, will they give us due a date? I did not see a date. Alright, well, we'll check and see if our insert current date is going to give us anything. Okay, preview and check for errors in the merge. Click the preview results button, and that is in the preview results group. So this preview results button. Okay, recipient information is inserted into the merge fields in the document. So the information replaces our placeholders, so we can kind of see that we've got a company name, we've got policy descriptions, we've got numbers in here, we've got Lamar that matches Lamar, so it looks good. In step B, it says to click the next records or previous record button to preview all 4 recipients. So these are our records up here, and we can just, this goes to the end, the right one, the last record, or we can click over one and the information changes as we click based on who the recipients are. Okay, so now we want to click the Preview Results button again to turn off the previewing. The merge fields are displayed in the document. This is important. Be sure to turn the Preview Results off before the next step. So this is highlighted right now because it's on, it's Preview Results. If we turn it off by clicking on it, we're back to the fields that we inserted. Now we want to check for errors. Okay, so check for errors button is right below kind of where we were looking at records, and when we click on it we have a couple of options here, and this particular one wants us to click this simulate the merge radio button. So we could simulate the merge and report errors, complete the merge pausing to report each error, or complete the merge without pausing. If we were completing the merge, it would actually create all of our various letters that we want. So we don't necessarily need it to do that in this instance, but in real life you might want to actually complete the merge so that you could print and mail out your letters. But we will just simulate the merge and report errors, say OK, and I have no mail merge errors have been found, which is a good thing. Hopefully you got the same answer. And now we want to save and close. It says your final project file should be one page and display the merge field. If you do not turn off the preview mode and step 8C, your file will not be graded properly. So you need to make sure that it looks just like mine does. You can have your highlighted merge fields but do not have preview results on. And incidentally, if again you were doing this in real life and wanting to print out this letter, or if you want to just try it yourself later, you can finish the merge and it would give you a complete 4 or 5 page document depending on how many records that you could then print out. So that's kind of cool. So I'm just going to go to File, Save, or you could just go up here to the purple Save to make sure that my file is all ready to go, and it seems to be. We'll see if it is. And I'm just going to now close it out, and I'm back in SimNet, and I'm going to go ahead and upload and save. This was a really, really easy one. Okay, I've got my renewal letter here, and I want to, yes, submit the file. Oh, 90%. Okay, so what didn't we do? Let's see. Insert the premium basis merge field. Okay, paragraph 13 does not have premium basis. Oh, so I must have inserted the wrong field, which is, of course, very easy to do. Let's see. We will get to the desktop, pull up our file again. Which one is it? Okay, so I must have accidentally, it says opening this document will run the following SQL command, and that's okay. That's just being the reference marker to the database. So, okay, so now we have our document. I had the wrong document pulled up before. And yes, I see here's my error. I actually duplicated policy description. You guys were probably watching that going, no, don't insert the wrong thing, you're inserting it wrong. Okay, so we want this one to actually be our premium basis. Policies description, premium basis. Go back to mailings. We're going to insert a merge field, premium basis. Why? Let's try it again. Insert merge field, premium basis. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to save it. We're going to re-upload it. Back here. So we'll go back to assignments. See, this is where you guys get to see I do make mistakes. 5-3, uploading it, renewal letter, open. Yes, submit the file. Woohoo! Okay, So second time's a charm. So really this one's pretty simple. The big key with it is just to make sure that each merge field is correct, and other than that, I hope you have a lot of fun with mail merge. I think it's fun. I think it's cool to use in real life situations to save time and automation. So good luck with your independence this week, and let me know if you have questions.